Salutations everyone, this is Razor bringing you guys another Overwatch 2 video here today, tanking as Orisa, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Orisa, yet again, she is cream of the crop, as would it appear after the last patch, just because she's so good at dealing with what is good. And what is good? What's the most broken, busted thing in the universe? Is Roadhog. And who's good against fighting Roadhog? Orisa, maybe Ana if they don't have a Kiriko, and like the list pretty much ends there, right? It's tough going up against Roadhogs, but the best tool you have against it, other than I guess a better, more supported Roadhog, is Orisa. And she just has really good interactions with the enemy tanks right now, and any sort of strategies that people do want to employ, especially since what she is not good against isn't good right now. And she is really good at what people are comfortable playing. And I think that's pretty key, because we all know there are some characters that can make somebody feel uncomfortable. They're turning their head too much, they're getting flanked, their supports are getting destroyed. But look how far up ahead I am. I don't even know where the card is, but I'm just out here creating space, and a lot of people don't seem to understand that that is the tank's job, and that's what a tank needs to do, is create space. But back to my previous point, is that people are comfortable playing certain styles, right? Ryan Zarya in Overwatch 1, that was pretty comfortable, right? Yeah, but, you know, playing Genji, playing Soldier on the high grounds, you know, comfortable, always works, really strong, it's good. You know, it's not always going to be the best thing to do, but it's always pretty good. Bastion, always fucking insane. One of the best characters in the game, just super duper strong, and you know, put a Mercy pocket, forget about it. Except don't forget about it, because I'm Orisa, and I'm gaining space, I'm creating opportunities for my teammates to do what they need to do. And if your tank isn't doing that, then your tank honestly just isn't tanking, as I'm interrupting the tank configuration. Don't stop the tire, but I kill it and kind of nullify its power, because like bam, you got a double kill with the tire. I don't have any, you know, huge support on me, just got the Baptiste, but I created the space. We're pushing the cart forward, and they're gonna have the respawns back closer, but ours are gonna come back faster, so we're not gonna be in the hole nearly as much. So Orisa's ability to just like walk forward, it's unparalleled right now. It's like Overwatch 1, Ryan Zarya, like your Ryan was just getting all the bubbles and getting all the heals, and he couldn't stop him, right? At the metal levels. Orisa, not as strong as that, but it's the same basic principle. Just W key, just move forward. It's a strategy that people don't really know how to go up against, because they're so used to playing cowards, honestly. Like, cowardly gameplay is comfortable. You know, sitting in the back, you know, waiting for your cooldowns, you know, trying to pressure them, force them to retreat. Orisa doesn't have to worry about that. And they have a Bastion, too. A Bastion getting pocketed by a Mercy. That's a really good pick against Orisa. Orisa, not good against Bastion, because he's just going to shoot her. And the best way to stop Orisa is just throw damage at her. Just throw damage at her. Because she has no shield, and her Fortify and Javelin spin cooldowns have to be managed properly to get really good use out of them. But I got some support, I got some heals, and I have my own Mega Ultra Super Cannon that is Bastion. And we take advantage of that, or at least I allow my teammates the freedom to do what they need to do. I make their job easier. Yeah, sure, I'm also kind of popping off, right? And winning the tank battle, as they have the Ramatra, which has his, you know, matchup against Orisa, in that he's going to be better at poke because of his headshot damage. And he also is going to be able to have that shield for big cooldowns. But if Orisa closes the gap, Ramatra is useless. Ramatra is not good close up unless he's fully healed and getting support while in his Nemesis form punching away, right? Not even shields are going to be able to stop you there. But if you just walk past his shield, force him to pop that early, it's going to keep them on their back foot from the get-go. And that's what we're doing, pressuring down with Ashe and Bastion damage. And I'm just kind of at the forefront. Our support, they died once apiece. That's how good of a job I'm doing at tanking. If I'm tanking properly, I'm creating space, I'm challenging the spearhead of them. I'm like a snowplow, right? I'm creating a path, and I'm also a huge line of defense to where my damage can do what they need to do. My healers just have to heal. They don't have to worry about it. Make a big play, hit an anti-nade, hit a sleep, hit some boops or speed boost us, so, whatever it is that they want to do. And Ramatra's, wheelhouse kind of took it away from them. Now they switched to Junker Queen here, which is not a terrible choice. She can also W key, but just kind of shotgun you in the head and possibly win that fight if she gets a little bit more support than the Orisa, or if their DPS just kind of pop off a little bit. And, that's, to be fair to them, that's what they did. That's how they win this first engagement. But they're going to have to be consistent with that, and that's going to be a little bit more easy from the Orisa side of things. So because she has 2 damage mitigators, which is like the gold standard for tanks right now, outside of Roadhog, he's got 1 in Take a Breather, but that also heals him, and he, 1 hook shots anything in the world, and it's also really, really good against tanks, right? So Roadhog, anomaly. He doesn't care about anything because he's Roadhog, and he just beats everything, right? But Orisa not only has 2 damage mitigators, but they are 2 damage mitigators that make her immune to the hook. So even back in Overwatch 1, you can have a great defense against Orisa, but she can still get hooked and then just exploded. Not the case here, because the Javelin spin, which is where you're going to want to initiate your fights with, that's going to eat the big cooldowns that they're going to have ready. They're going to want to use, their nade, or their sleep dart, or their dynamite, or their knife toss, right? I'm going to eat that up first, do my damage, wait till I'm just about to lose all of my armor, and then I pop Fortify. That allows my healers to get the max amount of charge for their healing, which, not a lot in Overwatch 2 with the healers healing tanks, but it also gives me the biggest uptime, because look at how much armor Orisa has. She's got a lot of armor, so if I can just play until that's almost gone, then pop Fortify, it'll give my Javelin spin and my Energy Javelin more time to get off of their cooldown, so I'm going to have more uptime and be able to just cycle my cooldowns, as you should and needs to do with Orisa. So she's got 2 things that can stop hook. Obviously she can't stop whole hog. Nothing can stop whole hog. It's the god move of god moves. But she has 2 things that can mitigate that damage, as well as not getting hooked. And that's pretty big right now. And when it comes to Junker Queen, again, not a terrible thing, but not a terrible matchup. But I was kind of outplaying them, making them feel a little bit uncomfortable, but not so much uncomfortable that they feel like they need to make a switch wholesale. Orisa's not going to be great against some things like flyers. Orisa's not going to be able to do a lot against Pharah or Echo, more so than she could in Overwatch 1, sure, but it's going to make her uncomfortable. Winston, he's going to dive past her and go after the back line. No one's playing Winston. No one's playing a Diva because she's just bad. She's just bad. She's just not good for Overwatch 2. I've gone at this ad infinitum, and yes, I have had good games as Diva in Overwatch 2, and I've showed those games on this channel, so I know it can be done, but she wasn't even a top 4 in win percentage, and then they nerfed her into the ground for no reason. And she's not good against what's good. Who is good against what's good? That's Orisa. Her Javelin can interrupt Take a Breather. It stops dive from going in. A pinning Reinhardt. That's going to stop him dead in his tracks. Or a Doomfist power blocking. A Ramatra in Nemesis form blocking. Javelin beats all of that if you can hit it, and it's not that hard to hit. You can also bait out a Diva or a Winston trying to fly in, and then hit him with the Javelin, and they need the cooldown to reset, or they're dead. Those are the 2 options that they have. And she just clearly did not play her boosters well there, and she goes into the drink, as which will be a common theme for this area of the map. And I can just, again, W key. I'm granted distance. I'm granting myself distance, and to be a good tank, you need to be able to take that distance. That's what a lot of people don't do in this game because they're really cowardly. They just want to play it safe, blah, blah, blah. Hey, that's a pretty good Diva Bomb. I can't get away. Fortify doesn't even break my armor. It's all Gucci. They're kind of demoralized at this point. They're playing their 3rd different tank They don't really know what to do. Almost speared that Lucio, but hey, we had the Kitsune rush, so they know we're going to be grouped up in that area, so they dropped the window. Smart move. That's what you're going to want to do. Also good for, you know, your shatters, your grabs, or things like that when you know they're going to be grouped up in an area. But they used all those cooldowns to stop me. That my team, which my healers are super safe, Bastion, unstoppable, a fire hose of damage, just walks forward, and none of them die. And their Bastion goes in the drink because I threw a Javelin at him. And that's, he found out that Venice is, you know, dipping faster than even the future could predict. Because he's going for a swim, and we make the Bastion, we make the Baptiste retreat, but he gets killed by our Baptiste because Moon Boots goes 2 ways, baby. So Orisa, she's going to create the space. She can be outplayed, of course. You know, there's a couple of DPS out there, or a Reinhardt getting speed boosted and pocketed by a healer can kind of run past you and kind of mitigate how effective your big tools can be, because he's just swinging his hammer, fire strike, and he's going to get his shatter way more often than you're going to get your Terror Surge, and it's just a better ultimate. Terror Surge is one of the worst in the game. Even after the buff, it just kind of helped where it was already getting value, and otherwise you have to catch him in a corner in a building or something like that. Jump jets, bad move, in the drink, game over. Terror Surge, going to pop a singular kill, as one does. So Orisa, she's going to create the space if you play her properly, and she gets some support, either from the damage or from getting heals. And if you can make those rotations of spin, then fortify, while doing damage the whole time, lather, rinse, repeat, you're going to be fine even against the best things about fighting against her. Big damage, throwing down range. Your Junkrats, your Bastions. She just needs a bit of help, and she's going to be great, especially against Roadhog. And if you're good against Roadhog, you're kind of what the game needs right now. Doesn't get much better than that.